All right, so we should have finished the previous problem, and now we're looking for least common multiple between 24 and 32. And the way we do this, again, we're just going to do the factor trees. 24, didn't we just do 24? No, we did 48. Oh, but I did do 24. I can see here. I did 24 up here, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab that. Its final factor form was 3, 2, 2, 2. So that was nice and easy, wasn't it? For 32, we would get, let's see, I would say 4 and 8. And then this is 2 and 2. And then I know that 8 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 because it's 4 times 2. Or I'm sorry, not 1, 2, too many there. There's a lot of 2's to be saying. And what we do here is we say, okay, what's the highest number of each factor that shows up in each? So for the 32, I would be looking at, there's 5 2's here. So I'm going to need 5 2's at least in my answer. I'm just going to write this as 5 to the second power times, there's 1 3. So I need 1 3. 1 3. So 2 to the 5th power is 32. And times 3. 32 times 3 is 66. All right. Moving on to lesson 5. Find the least common denominator of 2/3 and 4/5. And they want the least common multiple. Well, let's do the least common multiples the other ways that we always do them. We would go 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 for the 3, and the 5 would be 5, 10, boom, 15. I'm going to match them up right there. There is the lowest common denominator you can have for those two fractions. Go ahead and try the next one. We need a greater than, less than, or equal than symbol. So to do this, we have to get a common denominator to compare them. So we have 3/7 and we have 2/5. Now, one of the easiest tricks to do here is we could take the 5 and multiply it to the top and bottom of the other fraction. Get 15. Get 15. My computer is not letting me write a 15 if for some reason. Let's try that again. We would have 15 over 35. And then I could take the 7 over here and multiply it to both top and bottom of the other fraction. And I would get 14 over 35. And I can see I have a common denominator. So now I can judge these. Is 15 over 35 greater than, less than, or equal to 14 over 35? And we should be thinking this is greater than. All right, let's slide on down to lesson 6. Solve for the given variable. Try it. So we have 2.04 x equals negative 1.22. So all we need to do is I see that I'm solving for x, and I want to keep the variable on its own, or keep everything, whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. This is multiplication, so I'm going to divide both sides by 2.04. 2.04, and now we have a calculator problem. 1.22 negative divided by 2.04, and I get negative, and I'm just going to round that off to 598, negative 9.598. And this is what x equals. X equals negative 0.598. Try the next one, see what you guys come up with. So we should be thinking, all right, dotted line through the equal sign. I'm solving for the variable. I see it's plus, so I'm going to do minus 5 9s on each side. And again, we can use our calculator if we need to. We do that because these guys cancel. We get left with t equals And we would do negative 2.7. So we got to do 2.7 negative minus 5.9. We get negative 8.6. All right, there's this lesson 6 review. Let's move on to lesson 7. It says solve for the given variable. We got 2/3 x equals negative 1/5. Again, whatever I do to one side, I'm going to do the other. I see that I'm multiplying a fraction to the variable. We should be thinking when I multiply by a fraction, I need to multiply by its reciprocal to get it to cancel. So I'm going to multiply this side by 3 over 2. I'm going to do the same thing over here and multiply by 3 over 2. We do that. These guys will cancel and leave me with just the x. And I would wind up with negative times a positive. I have a negative. So now just multiply across. 1 times 3 is 3. 5 times 2 is 10. X equals negative 3 over 10. All right, let's try the next one. I get h plus 2/9 equals a 1/6. I'm going to subtract 2/9 from both sides. And we run into the issue of we do not have common denominators. So I got to think to myself, what's the lowest common denominator for between 6 and 9? It'd be 6, 12, 18. That's going to be it. It's going to be 18 because I know 18 is going to be in the 9 list. So I need to get both of these to be 18s. So I need to get these two fractions to be 18s. So I look at the first fraction, say, what did I multiply by the 6 to make the 18? And I should be thinking that's 6 times 3. So I'm going to multiply 3 to the top as well. 1 times 3 is 3. On the other one, On the other one, I took a 9 and made it into an 18, and that's 9 times 2. So I'm going to multiply the top by 2. So that would be 2 times 2 is 4. And now I can subtract these fractions. 3 minus 4 is a negative 1, and the bottom of the fraction is unchanged. All right, we're going to hold here in this video. Lessons 8 and 9 will be in the next one. So continue on when you're ready.